Okay, everybody, this is Emar Sopertooth, the Sports Inquirer, and we're happy to be joined by head coach of Georgia State Baseball, Coach Brad Stromdahl. Brad, thank you for joining us. I know you got a rain delay, so it gave us a little bit of time to catch up before conference play. But before we get to specifics, how has the conference, or how has the non-conference portion exclusively been so far for the Panthers as you progress through the year?
No, it's been great. We've been able to go out there and hit the trail, if you will. We got swept at Clemson. I felt like we had two really good games that we were in both of them. A walk-off grand slam with 2 outs and 2 strikes in the ninth inning is never a great way to lose. But we've learned a lot from our time. We were able to play Cincinnati to open up with. We had Brown after that. Presbyterian on the road. So, our team has been through a little bit of kind of ups and downs. They've been able to travel, but, we've learned a lot going into conference, and I'm excited to get started with our conference season.
Yeah, well, the bats have been swinging pretty well for you guys with 35 home runs as a team, which puts you in the top 15 nationally.
Right.
What's been the approach to the plate for the team as a unit, just being able to produce with that aspect of your offensive game?
Yeah, no, I mean we've really tried to put the ball in play. I mean, we have some older, experienced guys, and I think that as you look back at previous seasons for us, we've chased out of the zone a lot and really only tried to hit home runs. And so, with those guys and the maturity level that comes with them, they're able to kind of take what they've learned from previous seasons and really just apply the fact that we just want to put the ball in play. We got big, strong, physical kids, and fortunately, we've had some balls go out of the ballpark. But the thing that I'm most happy about from the offensive side of the ball is our strikeouts are exponentially down, our walks are way up, and we're still hitting as many home runs as we have in the past. So there's more people on base, which means there's more runs, and so just as a general offensive philosophy, we're doing a good job, and we'll see what it looks like when we get into conference a little bit more.
Yeah, and Max Ryerson, preseason All-America, has gone off to a great start. Just what about his performance so far for the team and his contributions to the Panthers?
Yeah, no, he's actually the epitome of what we just talked about. Is that his strikeouts are way down from last year, and his walks are way up, and his batting average, he's putting the ball in play, and so just we've been batting him in the 2 hole, and so as we turn over the lineup 3, 4, 5 times during the game, he gets multiple at bats and in big situations, and so he's really kind of been the catalyst of where we have been and where we're going, and he's the driver of our engine, and so we're glad that he's doing it. And there's a bunch of other guys picking up the load from a home run standpoint, from putting ball in play standpoint. So it's it's kind of hopefully firing on all cylinders as we get into conference play.
Yeah, and then sophomore JoJo Jackson's been a big contributor for you as well. What about his maturation? Do you think he's leading the team, I think, in home runs and being a big contributor? Do you think it's just another year of just playing ball and you're seeing that growth from a freshman to a sophomore has led to just a strong start to the year?
Yeah, absolutely. And all the credit goes to him. He's done everything that he needs to do from a development standpoint over the summer. He was able to change his body and make it a little bit more athletic, and really just so happy for him that he's been able to put up the numbers thus far that he has, because last year it was kind of up and down as a freshman year. You're just kind of finding your way through, and you have some really good games and you have some really bad games, and to date, he's really been steady all the way through all of his plate approaches. And so, just really happy that he's in the middle of our order and been able to do the things that he's been able to do thus far. And so, with the combination of him and Max Ryerson from an offensive standpoint, they've just been they've kind of been able to help us put ourselves in a position to win every game.
Yeah, and Cameron Jones also, I think 14 stolen bases at the time of this interview, which puts him in the top 10 nationally for stolen
Mhm.
bases as an individual. What about just him and him using that aspect of the offensive game to help the team? What about running? Is that something that you've been really more aggressive with this year and maybe just trying to produce runs and put the
Yeah,
defense in that position?
no, absolutely. I mean, I think that from top to bottom, we want to be aggressive on the bases. I think it gets to hitter more fastballs as you run more. And so that, with trying to throw a guy out, it's hard to throw in a breaking ball. But, he's just kind of the same thing as JoJo, except for, he's a senior, a fourth year, I guess, junior, if you will. And so he's just done a great job of being able to understand the game and have it slow down and be able to see opportunities for him. He kind of has a little bit of a green light for us in most situations. So he's just making the right calls thus far, and just happy for him. And he's been leading off for us and getting on base, and his on base percentage is over 500. And so we're just able to do certain things with him on the bases, and then a couple other guys being able to just from top to bottom be able to steal bases.
Yeah, let's transition to the pitching staff. Chad Bell, a new pitching coach for the team in his first year. How's that adjustment been like for you? Just having him on the team and also major league experience. I remember his playing days. How has he just acclimated himself into the program and helped your pitching staff, just get better?
Yeah, no, he's been fantastic in all aspects, and he coached a couple of years right after he got back from Korea. But his major league experience, his Korea experience, his minor league experience, he's a three-time draft pick. And being able to take over for Matt Taylor, who was here for the first 3 years and who became the pitching coordinator for the Braves. It's kind of been a seamless transition. Both guys have really strong pro careers and pro lineage, and so being able to have him kind of take over where Matt left off, he's really just taken the reins with those older guys and just continue to develop and grow and create an environment to where those pitchers are comfortable with him. And we have a lot of autonomy within our pitching staff and control. We do a lot of meetings, and we set kind of the pitching plan according to the player and the coach. And so he's done a really good job of being able to come in and have those conversations and being able to think critically in a different and in different realms for each player. And so I feel unbelievably satisfied with where we're at on the pitching side of things. I think that we're incredibly deep. And I mean, ironically, we've had 5 weekends. This is our fifth weekend, and this is our fifth Saturday doubleheader. So weather has been pretty bad, and we started the season with four series games, and so we actually haven't been able to use our pitching staff the way that we have wanted to, which is ironically the probably the strength of our team is to have a deep pitching staff. And so unfortunately, just because of weather, we haven't been able to actually exploit what we do best. And so it'll be exciting, and that's what gives us a lot of hope to as we get into the future and in conferences, be able to get out of this weather nonsense that we're all in and be able to play a 3-game series.
Yeah, you've officially, I think I did count 19 different pitchers. I mean, I know you have some two-way guys, but that is a large number for this stage of the year. Is
Yeah.
that what's led to using so many pitchers? Is it the scheduling, or has that led to it, or because that is a large amount for not even
Yeah.
at
I
the
mean,
midway point of the year?
honestly, it's just the fact that we've had too many doubleheaders, and the
Yeah.
doubleheaders haven't been like a Friday and a Sunday. They've all been a Friday or a Saturday Sunday or a Friday Saturday. It's part of what you have to do. And as if you look at some of our losses, they're very late in games when we have a 4 to 6, 7 run lead. And unfortunately, we just kind of run out of a little bit of juice on the mound, and it's the back end of a doubleheader. I mean, it's part of what happens. And so you're just trying to protect pitching as much as you can, and you have to use everybody that's available. And we've had a couple of guys go down, like everybody has across the country. And so you have to be creative with what you do, and you just have to make decisions for the long run sometimes, instead of the immediate gratification of maybe throwing your closer 2 days in a row when it's not necessary until you get in a conference. So but everybody's done a great job, and we're in a good place and a good headspace, and looking forward to what is to come.
Speaking of which, and we'll end on this, you are hosting Troy this weekend with this doubleheader on tomorrow on Saturday. But both teams, I think you're top two home run hitters in the conference as a team. But what about facing Troy and just the anticipation of starting Sun Belt play for the Panthers?
No, it's going to be fun. I mean, Coach Mead's done a really good job of, continuing to build upon that program's foundation. And, those guys are good. They have a really good record. They've played good competition. And, I'm glad that we're playing the first weekend at home for sure. Just really anything can happen. And the Sun Belt is so strong as a conference from top to bottom. You finish top four in the conference and you're gonna have a chance to go to a regional. And so it's a matter of taking care of the little things, but everything that we learned to date this year, we're going to have to put into practice, and we're going to have to play tough, and we're going to have to play forward, and take care of the things that we can take care of. And we'll see what happens. But Troy's a really good opponent, and I'm looking forward to seeing where we're at.
Well, Coach, thank you for your time. We greatly appreciate it. Hopefully, you get some good positive weather vibes and get some series in. But we appreciate you taking some time out on your off day to speak with us, and we'll catch up later on in the season.
No, absolutely. Thank you very much.